Simon Robinson at the EPCA meeting in Berlin, talking to Graham Van Toff of Shell. Graham, you had an announcement this morning about a big investment at Pernis.
Yeah, last year I talked to you, I think, about the significant investment we put into Moerdijk, really around making sure that we had high levels of integrity and that Moerdijk as an asset, both the cracker and elsewhere, would be basically there for many years to come. This year we've announced that we're putting a substantial investment in between the Pernis refinery and Moerdijk to improve basically the competitiveness and the feedstock slate into Moerdijk. It's obviously a very competitive asset in terms of scale, but most of the feed is naphtha, and what we're doing is we're now putting hydrowax from the Pernis refinery and from some other refineries in the Shell system into Moerdijk to reduce the cost of ethylene.
And can you quantify the size of the investment?
No, we don't disclose the size of investments, but it's a reasonable size investment, and it will have quite a significant impact in terms of the competitiveness of the cracker.
And if you were to equate the hydrowax to naphtha, can you give me an idea of what kind of extra capacity you'd be bringing on stream for that?
Yeah, in fact, the aims of the investment are not really to do with debottlenecking. There will be some very marginal increase in capacity, but it's very much in the margin. The real intention is to reduce the cost of ethylene, and that's very much consistent with our strategy in the heartlands of North America and Europe, which is to make our assets first quartile and very robust for the long term.
Sure. And if we just maybe talk a little bit about polyethylene pricing and ethylene pricing, you were talking about moving to monthly contracts last year. Have you had any kind of traction in that idea?
Yeah, I think we talked about that last year. I think that was quite a big scene 1 to 2 years ago, and I think we'd have to say that between a market where naphtha is settled at a daily basis, and then you have polyolefins are essentially monthly, perhaps some other products more longer term. But clearly there is some economic logic, I think, to move olefins pricing more towards to monthly. But at the end of the day, we have to be consistent and flexible to what our customers want. And we had the bi-monthly innovation which was put in place a year or so ago, and we have a number of customers who are very pleased with that. So we're going to keep that going, and we'll keep the quarterlies going for the customers who want the quarterly pricing as well. At this point, there's not so many customers who are looking for monthly. It's still talked about, and if we get a strong demand for it, we'll respond to it.
So you're going to see what the market asks for and give the market what it wants?
That's our aim, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Simon. It's always a pleasure.